We are theoretically live.
Well, we're live on Twitch.
Well,
The episode starts now.
I don't know. Look at Twitch. Are we actually up? I'm not sure I trust the Elgato one. Okay, yeah, we're up on Twitch.
But the episode has started now, as you're probably aware, viewer. The game will start in offline mode. Riveting stuff, this.
Yep, no invasions for us.
Alright, you can only navigate menus with the arrow and with the D-pad.
Yeah, for some reason.
Hey there, Derek.
We're almost caught up to Da.
Derek Souls.
Bam Bam's still a little bit ahead.
So Bam Bam's your furthest? Was that your first attempt?
No, but it was another attempt after I ended up deleting my save file somehow.
Ah. How do I two-hand things?
Why? Are you... Why are we back here? Oh, right, elevator. Okay, that makes this a lot better.
Alright, but we can't go. Okay, kill him.
No, don't kill him. If you kill him, we can't do What's-Her-Face's quest.
Crinkle, crinkle. Mysterious.
So, we had notes about things we wanted to talk about, because we were going to be prepared and shit, but I can't read my own goddamn handwriting. Wait, I can figure this out. I know the last word is Cthulhu for some reason. Oh, never mind. I know exactly what the train of thought here was. Okay, so we're actually going to start at the bottom, because I want to talk about that first. It's actually two things, so we're going to start one step back from the bottom and then go. Galen, have you ever heard of the Sherlock Holmes games? Specifically, the 7-part series published by Ukrainian publisher Frogware? I'm going to double check that.
I have no idea.
Okay, so, neither had I.
So, I've heard of Sherlock Holmes games, I just have zero clue if they're those Sherlock Holmes games.
That's fair. So I had a very brief, brief is not the right word. I knew a little bit because Justin McElroy at Polygon...
Damn it, I wanted to kill all of them.
How did you think this was going to go, Galen?
Because I have a sweepy attack thing that, never works, but...
So continuing, Justin McElroy of Polygon published a very favorable review about the newest entry in the series, Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment, which had been sitting on my Gamefly list for a while, and that was included with Games with Gold this month.
Shit!
Yeah, that did not go well.
I have been backstabbed.
So I picked it up, and it's really fun. It's a good combination of kind of the more investigative bits from, let's say not Professor Layton, Phoenix Wright, but more in depth. And honestly, a bit more engaging with those, because I think those are actually the low point of the Phoenix Wright series. But that's a different conversation. Continuing. It's basically just you gather evidence, and this allows you to make assumptions with Holmes. And you go to a little sub-menu in which the more evidence you can draw conclusions, and then they map together, and eventually you'll get an outcome. But there are certain ones that are basically just set on well, this could be two things, whether or not I trust the person who gave me this information. And it's completely player decided. Do you trust them or not? There's no oh no, you just need to find the super secret clue and you'll get the definitive answer. Which I like, because then that'll allow you to draw very different conclusions about this person did it or that person did it.
I was quite hoping you would fall in the other elevator.
I wasn't going to. And they're all viable outcomes. No matter which outcome you pick, the game progresses and you're not punished for it. And there is a way to see the right ending after you... There's a screen at the very end where it's hey, do you want to know the right ending? But the game actively cautions against it. It's we think this will fuck with your experience. Just come to your conclusions and roll with them. Which is an approach I really like. Although it took some getting used to.
What was the other game like that?
Oh, I remember, because this is how we were going to get here eventually. Her Story. Which I like because...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Her Story, which, there's been a lot of debate in the games community. That's not really an accurate word at this point, but whatever. People know what I mean. About, do you need, a fail state to be a game? Is that necessary?
What is a game?
And then, like, I love her story because it's like, there's no fail state. There's also no win state. Like, you just watch these videos until you draw a conclusion and are done. And it was great because there's, like, a game facts thread I saw, which was, like, someone being like, how do I know when they're done? And the people are like, when you figure out their Mr. Bit, they're like, yeah.
Was it the developers
I don't
that commented?
think so.
Okay.
It may have been.
I think it was last time you told
Look.
us that. Anyway.
I may have misspoken if that was the case.
Okay.
The only... Yeah, I don't think it was the developers. I think it was just other people. But they're just like, yeah, it's like when you just, like, the human behind the keyboard watch all these videos and be like, I think I know what happened. And that's it.
They do sort of those guys do sort of an aw shucks when you kill them.
This is my favorite way to kill them with the halberd in this room, because they all just come trundling in. Oh, good. We got a broken straight sword.
Broken straight sword playthrough.
Cool. Let's go stab a gargoyle if I can remember what direction it is.
I feel like spinning your camera was not the best idea for...
This is where I came from. I got to turn my phone off and it's vibrating again. And it's distracting me. But I'm not going to look at it. Oh, hey, souls. Oh, right, you. Come with me.
Where are we going?
It's out here.
Stab.
And backstabs or one-hit kills on those dudes now because we, like, super over-upgraded our halberd.
So, on a related note to what you were talking about,
Yes.
I heard the phrase the other day, games that are too easy.
Galen, this is a fraught conversation. Do we want to get into this? 'Cause
I think we want
thoughts.
to get into
Galen,
this.
I have thoughts.
So let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, so I certainly think there are, like, specific instances of games whose appeal is derived from a challenge being too easy. I would be disappointed if, say, the next Dark Souls game was very easy. This is just where the trick was. Or if, you know, the next Ninja Gaiden, if there ever is one, that's a whole other thing. Let's not get into that. But, you know, these games where a large part of the appeal is challenge, I can see being upset if those don't meet those expectations, and if it doesn't deliver, you know, on what it's attempting to do. But I really hate the notion that, like, difficulty is an inherent virtue in gaming.
Yeah, definitely.
And you see it a lot if you go back to, like, early video game press. Like, a constant refrain is, this is too easy.
Yeah, but now we've had so much time to develop the idea of what games are in such an expansive way.
Yeah, games are no longer things that sit in arcades and are designed to eat your quarters.
Yeah.
And I really don't like the notion that, that difficulty is an inherent virtue and that difficulty is required to, like, be a game in the first place, or at least be a good game.
Yeah, I think examples like Firewatch really drive this home, because if that game was, like, needlessly challenging and just had you repeating segments, I think it would very much detract from that game.
Sure,
and certainly not provide any benefit.
And that certainly is, you know, like, the walking the walking simulator genre, much as I do detest that phrase, is a good example of that, of games that have frequently been criticized for being, you know, too easy.
Are we talking about the phrase genre or specifically walking?
No, I just really hate the walking simulator. It's kind of funny because Roman Mars, who is the host of the podcast 99% Invisible, which is a design podcast, not a game design podcast, but just like an object design podcast, had recently played, I think it was Firewatch, and was asking for similar games. And someone mentioned the name of the genre. He was like, is that seriously what it's called? Like, is it purposely awful?
Yeah. It does not sound appealing.
No, and I get the point that it's like, oh, that was like an insult, and then everyone's just like, sure, what if we just, like, roll with it? And we're like, yep, cool, we like walking simulators.
Oh, you got two in play now.
Yeah, which is when I'm inevitably going to die.
Yes. If you're gonna die, here's the place you'll do it.
is... Oh my god. I need to get out of here and heal. And by out of here, I did not mean, like, directly into their face. Oh my god. Chug, chug, chug!
Ooh.
There's just so much fire and so much slowdown. Alright, Kaylin, you're up.
Yep. Here goes. We'll see if I can make it to them this time. I promise I'm good at this game sometimes.
But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the notion of too easy in-games, and there's so much you can say about that because it ties into like so many other conversations that kind of happen in the game space.
Yeah. For example, I think one genre, quote unquote, that really gets pegged as too easy is like mobile games and things like that.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Casual games.
Yeah.
That
like,
was
that's not a
inherently
game.
mocking, by the way. I hope you know.
Yes.
I was more speaking to audience.
Well,
but
I felt it was clear, so.
Yeah, do you know how much the fucking Kim K game made?
A lot.
I don't actually know in total, but I know very recently she tweeted out, like, late to the party, picking up my $80 million for my game. Which is like 2 years old at this point, and she just picked up an $80 million check. Yeah, guess what? Kanye's not broke anymore, because she's like, yep, transferring $54 million into the joint account. $80 million, man.
That is a lot
That's
of dollar
a lot
bills.
of money.
Oh, shucks. Oh, darn it.
And you know what? Not a bad game either.
Yeah, you've been playing that?
A little bit, yeah. I've been playing that and Avengers Academy. They're actually very similar games in that most of the time it's click this action, wait this time, come back later. But with, like, just enough trickle of content even at a free level that it has its hooks in me.
Gotcha. What else you've been playing?
Did I say Avengers Academy?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I want to talk about that a little more. I think I've talked
Okay.
about it before, but also they've started introducing like weekly events, which is a horrible idea, and by which I mean a great idea.
Horrible for you.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, this week only, if you manage to farm enough of this resource, which if you're doing for free will like. You have to constantly be checking and get, like, the most output possible.
So,
but if you can get enough in the week, we'll give you this character.
I've got a friend, and they were playing that. And they decided when they had to be up at 5:30 that they also needed to be up at 2:30 to send their Avengers out.
I've honestly considered that. I was, like, doing some math last night. I'm like, all right, how many more rounds of fighting do I have to get in?
Oh, that's two of them.
Because I want A-bomb.
Ooh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all.
Well,
This is
you
why
actually didn't take that much damage.
No, this shield does a decent job, though. The Dragon Crest shield would have done better.
Yeah, it's better than I thought it would have.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh no. I remember the feeling that something miraculous had happened the first time I beat these.
Yeah, this boss seems to be a common just stopping point, or at least a significant roadblock.
I think that can be said for a significant number of bosses.
But I'm saying I think the Gargoyles are exceptional in that regard, even for Dark Souls bosses.
I don't know. I've always felt the Capra Demon, I think, was the most difficult and like most roadblocky.
I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of people who the Capra Demon took them like a long time, but this was like the boss they like learned Dark Souls on, and just kind of took them like hours of in-game time to finally get to the point.
Oh
where,
gosh,
this is like not a good place to be.
No, but it was the only. Oh, he's there. Oof.
We're like never gonna get these souls back.
Only if we're brave.
Oh, God.
I tried, Zach. Got one of them down to about a quarter.
We can probably do this at some point, eventually.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
There might be like another episode or two of fighting.
That is sort of how this playthrough goes, though. Like, if you're watching a Dark Souls playthrough, you gotta expect that a little bit.
We'll try not to make it too... We might just cut at some point.
Bonus episodes.
Figure like 2 episodes is probably the cutoff for that.
Is that after this one or after the next one?
I would say if we don't beat... When did we get to it? Last episode? How many times did we fight it last episode? Just the once?
I want to say once or twice.
Alright, well, we'll give it this episode and one more. And then we'll upload bonuses. But I mean, come on. It's not like this is the Moonlight Butterfly. We're gonna get this.
I think that's more of a reason we might not get this. Moonlight Butterfly.
Hardest boss in the game. I can't say either of those words, apparently.
I do not think I'd agree with you there.
I think we've been over this before, but I do not like the Moonlight Butterfly poke. Poke. Oh, that one was a kick.
Do you remember how?
It is forward and light attack. And now we just get to poke zombies as they come down the hallway. Come get... Oh, no, we're gonna get stabbed by a zombie like twice.
Oh.
This isn't going great.
This
This isn't how I like my zombie poking. I'm not locking on. That's what's happening. Well, but now I have to retreat and heal, and this is just going to become like a thing, isn't it? So... Oh, God. No, I'm not dead.
Holy crap. I thought for sure I was on controller now.
So did I. It took me a moment to realize I wasn't dead.
I'm a little disappointed. I wanted you to have died to that.
Nah.
To be fair, I already have, but...
I'm not gonna go down to the zombie swarm. I'm gonna go down to the gargoyle.
Are you, though?
Yeah, probably.
This is not the right direction.
Isn't it?
No.
Yeah, this is where I want to fight him.
Incorrect. We've already watched you do that once this episode.
No, this is totally where I want to fight this dude.
Not him. The gargoyles.
Oh. Well, yeah, the gargoyles are up here.
No.
Aren't they? No, this is Lautrec.
Like I said, we watched you do this once this episode.
No, this is the other
Also not right.
What do the gargoyles not like? Do the gargoyles not like electricity?
I do not remember.
Because we have some gold pine resin.
I think you said that last recording session.
I didn't know that was a thing I could do.
What, kick people below you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brave new world. Can't fast climb, though.
Nope.
I won't use it yet. I probably actually just want to keep my estus flask equipped. I'm going to use one. Because inevitably I'll get hit for 1 hit point more than I had there.
Already have the tail axe.
Yep. Oof.
I'm surprised none of that goes through that shield.
It's 100% shield.
And apparently like 30% fire or something.
Yeah, it has some pretty decent fire resistance. Which is good, I just need to remember to use it, because I keep trying to just drop my shield and dodge out of the fire.
Mm.
Where honestly
Although that's probably a better strategy sometimes.
Like right there.
Ooh boy. Gonna say their fire is one of their worst, most effective against.
Doesn't
steel
only
attacks.
one breathe fire? The other one will do like shoot fireballs from the sky, but I think only one actually has the breath attacks.
Yeah, one of them does the air fire, the other one does the ground fire.
Oh, they're really bad. Well, don't dodge into it. Zerk! God damn it.
Well, I think we got
One
more.
I'm so bad at finding time to hit them once they both show up.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, you can survive for a while, but anytime you try to make an opening, it just doesn't happen. What were we talking about?
I don't remember. Oh, I know what I wanted to get to at some point. So I was talking about the Sherlock Holmes game and how that was cool. But also, it was just announced the studio that made that game is making a Cthulhu game.
Ah, that's why you had Cthulhu written on your paper.
Yes, and I think they're a very good fit for it, because I think a more methodical, investigative style of game would work very well for a game set in the Cthulhu mythos, especially if you're going for kind of original setting. Whereas I feel like a lot of games incorporate like Lovecraftian themes in like their enemy design, but then you just like fight things, which isn't very Lovecraftian.
Yeah. I mean, it can be done well. Like, I mean, Bloodborne clearly draws quite a bit of influence from that.
Sure, but it's also not explicitly Cthulhu.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like branded as that.
Whereas I think currently like my favorite, like there's a lot of games that feature Cthulhu, but most of the time it's almost as like a meme. Like, you know, I like Cthulhu Saves the World a lot, but it's not actually a very good Cthulhu game. I think my favorite Cthulhu game as of current would probably be, what is it called? Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth.
I think I have that.
The first, 4 hours are really good, and then it just turns into a kind of substandard FPS. But those first 4 hours are really good because they're very methodical and investigative, and you're, going around the town and talking to people.
Well, I mean, that sounds pretty, I haven't actually read much Lovecraft, but that sounds like my understanding of Lovecraft.
That is certainly more in line.
Like, where, yeah, you do your investigation shit, and maybe that helps, but eventually you're gonna have to fight the thing.
No, half of Lovecraft's characters are, scholars and not doctors, but, detectives. There are people who are, going around, learning about this stuff. They're, just asking questions. It's very rare that there's, someone fighting something.
I guess my example that may fall as still pretty still not Lovecraft exactly is Arkham Horror. That's my main interaction with.
Arkham Horror is explicitly Lovecraft, isn't it?
Well, yes, but not Lovecraft's writing.
Okay, but it's at least it's an adaptation of it as much as any video game is, and I think it's actually a pretty good adaptation.
Yeah. But there's definitely almost always the segment where you fight the
Sure, there's still more probably outright combat than in a given Lovecraft story, but I think they at least capture the kind of spirit of the writing.
But there is more, generally, because I just don't have it.
Sure, I would say there's generally more. Outright combat is a rare thing.
Gotcha.
In a Lovecraft story.
Alright, well, I think next time we can get back into this gargoyle fight.
Alright.
And we'll give it a little bit, but then we'll cut the episode and just get back to something interesting rather than us bashing our heads.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Wait.
Oh
no, we don't have Salute the Sun. We need to go get Salute the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching.